To all of those above me that watch over me, to all of you, my fave para peeps on this side of the veil, welcome. This is Reverend Sean Whittington's Paranormal Ministry. I'm your host, Reverend Sean, the Rev. Welcome to my haunted house, my very haunted house. And because of my guest today, which you guys are going to love, it could get a little active during the show. So keep your ears and your eyes on point. What do I want to tell you guys other than thank you so much for tuning in? I don't have a show without you guys, and got a lot to tell you. I'm going to offer up some scripture and a very powerful short prayer at the beginning of the show here. And this is going to go, I'm going to recruit all of you today to be part of Deliverance by Distance. A team member of mine by the name of Angelina is performing, as we speak, performing deliverance on a client of ours, which goes by the name of Cat. And I'm hoping if we can nip it in the bud, if things that are going on right now with just a deliverance, then it won't escalate. We don't have to go to the next level. And I'm sure you all know what I mean by that. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to offer up a little prayer for that. I would love you guys to add as much love and light and positive vibe towards this prayer, towards Angelina, towards Kat, that you can offer. So while I say the prayer, I just ask that you reach out, touch your computer screen, bow your heads, close your eyes, and let's do this. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. And I tell you, ask and you will receive. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, the door will be opened. O my Jesus, forgive us our sins. Save us from the fires of hell. Lead all souls to heaven, especially those most in need of thy mercy. Amen. Let me light a candle. I've got a special blessed candle here for the situation. May the Holy Spirit intervene and enter the lives of Angelina and Kay, surround them, and bring swift and speedy closure, positive closure, to this current situation. Amen. And that candle will burn with me until the show's over, and I will put it in the room where all the other candles burn. If there's anything you want to know about my wife and I and our ministry work, go to our website, www.ghost-b-gone.biz. On the website, you'll find a donate button. I know times are tough, but my wife and I do not charge for our ministry work. So if you're able to do so, click on it, send in a small donation. I promise you it'll be appreciated from the bottom of our hearts, and I assure you we will put it to good use. In addition to being an ordained exorcist, I'm also a spiritual advisor, intuitive coach. If you're having some issues of a spiritual nature, not necessarily attached to the paranormal, you can make an appointment at the website to speak with me about those issues. But don't leave the website without navigating back over to the page called the WSE course/book. And on that page, you'll find the ghost store and all kinds of cool things to buy in there, like this awesome throwback ghostbegone.biz mug, hoodies, t-shirts, you name it. I challenge you to find something on there that you don't think is cool, that you won't want to purchase. Scroll down further on that page, you'll find my new haunted autobiography, God, Ghosts, and the Paranormal Ministry. And I quote, scariest book I ever published. That was Annette Munich, owner of Stellium Books, my publisher. But please, don't let that scare you off of purchasing a copy. If you haven't done your good deed for the day yet, part of the proceeds of every sale of every copy of my book goes to support stjude.org. in St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital in Nevada, and that's a beautiful thing. And I just added a new one, a new charity to that. I've been in the animal care industry most of my adult life, so this was a no-brainer. I added the ASPCA to that, so you get to help the animals too. If you get the book from the website, I autograph it. I enclose it in a house blessing kit, or you can get it a little less expensive at Amazon. And the book may come with its own ghost. And if it does, you can reach back to me. Let me know what you're experiencing with the book. Scroll down a little further. You'll see the Worldwide Society of Exorcists, which I am a founding member. I offer a 12-week online college level course, Introduction to Spiritual Warfare, through the WSE. And this course is for those who are true warriors for Christ, people that feel a calling to want to know more about what it truly takes to draw your line in the sand, make a stand, circle the wagons, put up a good fight against, God forbid, true evil if it ever comes calling. This is the course for you. All of my students that graduate get a stunning diploma along with some very special blessed gifts that you can only get from yours truly, the Rev. You can enroll in the course there at the website, or if you want to know a little bit more about the course before you make that decision, you can go to the Worldwide Society of Exorcists Facebook page and read a little bit more about the course. Most importantly, please keep my former, current, and future students in your prayers. All right. The moment has come why all of you tuned in. I know it's not for me, it's always my guest. That's why I have guests. You guys are going to love them. I know you are. Most ghosts do. Without further ado, welcome to the show, elite parahunter, medium, uh, founder of many wonderful paranormal teams, the one and only Philip R. WYATT. Philip, are you with us today, brother?
I am with you, and gee, that introduction, my head's gonna swell. You're too kind. Thank you very much.
My head looks big, your head looks small.
Back away from the camera.
Yeah. Um,
Oh,
let me get
always
a couple of things right off the bat that
sure.
a couple of things right off the bat that are different about you that I've never
Oh, there's a
uh,
lot.
run across before. Is just the other day I was speaking to somebody and they were telling me a story
Yeah.
about a haunted candy store in this sleepy little town in the middle of Missouri somewhere. And I've known
Mhm.
people that I've had, of course, haunted antique stores,
Yeah.
haunted. They own haunted theaters, or they own haunted art stores, or what bookstores, what have you. Um, I know if I read correctly, you're in Atlanta, Georgia.
I am. Yep.
Well,
Southern
we
boy.
know you can tell me later on how haunted you think Atlanta is. I know it's right there at the top of the list of
We can
most
talk
haunted.
about that though.
Okay. You got to tell me. I know um, you've been called the hairdresser to the afterlife. Um, I know that you own your own hair salon.
I
The,
do.
the real drag about me not being able to go on location for my show, and that may happen one day, is while we're talking, I could be getting a cut and color.
You could, and then I could be giving you a message, from your grandmother or something. Full service.
Maybe one day, but you got to tell me. This is a two-part question.
Yeah.
Um, just how haunted is Atlanta, and is your store
Mhm.
haunted?
All right, we'll talk about the building that I'm in. It was built in the 70s. There is a male spirit in the building. He hasn't been active in quite a while. He was super active like I've been in the building like 20 years. The first 10 years, he was very active. We believe I don't want to say the name because everybody's going to come running to the building looking for the ghost. But The man who built the complex, his wife passed. This is the story I was told, and then he committed suicide. So we believe it's him. One day I had a client. Actually, she's on my team, Georgia Paranormal. I go back to mix up her color, and I come back, and she said, "Someone just walked in. A man just walked in the other room. He's got on a brown suit." And I said, "Well, there's nobody in the other room, and the door is locked. So I guess you saw Mister What's his name?" She's like, "I saw him come in the door and walk into the other room." I said, "Yeah, he just comes in and out of the front door because you will hear. I have bells hanging on the door, and you'll just constantly hear the bells ringing." So I finally had to put a doorbell outside and keep the door locked because it'll drive you crazy.
Wow. Let me. This is just a theory of mine, and I could be totally wrong. I'm almost positive. I'll bet on it that I'm not as gifted as you, although I'm very sensitive to spirit. Part of a lot of what I do when I cleanse homes and
Mm-hmm.
cleanse buildings
Yeah.
and stuff, areas that are like that I run into that are real soupy and
Mm-hmm.
just real not good.
Heavy.
In addition to the usual stuff, I'll use bells. I'll do a lot of clapping,
Change the
ringing a lot of
energy.
the bells because that noise is a natural vibration raiser.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if he is not um, getting some type of
Live from
energy
it. Yeah.
or good feeling from them those bells also.
As much as a medium as I am, I've never connected with him. So I don't know if that's something to do with his suicide or not. Because usually, well, ones I connect with have a message normally,
Yeah.
unless it's an investigation and I walk in and I can kind of read what's going on. But yeah, I haven't connected with this man, but he's definitely there. And I always, if I rent two rooms to people and I don't tell them, I usually wait for them to come to me and ask me if there's something weird going on. I said, "Well, now that you mention it, yes, but don't worry about it. It's nothing to be worried about." So that's kind of funny.
Well, I'll tell you, I know many people that were either born and raised
Mm-hmm,
in or around the Atlanta area,
mm-hmm.
people who born and raised somewhere else, but maybe ended up having to relocate there to go to college, what have you.
Yes.
I talked to a lot of people like that who are diehard skeptics, don't
Mm-hmm.
believe in ghosts, don't believe in the supernatural or the paranormal, who have told me some of them just having lived there for a short period of time has changed their mind. But even some of them who haven't totally jumped on that side of the fence will at least agree that they've seen, heard, and felt a lot of unexplainable stuff while having been there that um, has them looking at it and thinking of that whole afterlife and the other side of the veil stuff in
Yes.
a complete different with a complete different
Mm-hmm.
eye. So, me being a big Civil War buff,
Yeah.
Revolutionary War stuff too, but Atlanta has to just be. Talk to me a little bit about, especially being gifted, just living there. I would imagine just about everywhere you go, it must be like second nature. You're just
Yeah.
spirit is everywhere.
You can feel it. I mean, Atlanta was the culmination of the Civil War. They took Atlanta. It was That's it, folks. But the problem here in the South, Atlanta is in the Bible Belt. No offense, they don't like to talk about the ghosts
No, you're
in
right.
in public. There are so many amazing historical buildings in this city that we cannot get in. We try, we explain. They don't want a haunted reputation, and it's really sad because it is part of our history, and they can make money off of it if they want to go the commercial route, but they don't want to talk about it. Now, if I go to a party or a dinner and someone finds out, oh, Philip's a ghost hunter, what do? They come right to me to tell me their ghost story. But we can't get in to investigate. It's just really strange here in the South. I see all my friends on paranormal teams up north and Pennsylvania and New York, and they're going to a different historic location every weekend. You can't do that here.
That's too bad. That is really
Yes.
too bad. I know I've spoken to a lot of people. There's a lot of people, even in my field, the deliverance ministry field, that uh, don't believe in ghosts. They believe it's either angels or demons,
Yes.
and
Heaven and
every
hell.
yeah, every ghost you see is a demon trying to fool you. And I've gone on record to say that in the many years I've been doing this, I'm sure that I have been fooled. I'm
Oh
sure that
yeah.
many times I've thought that I was in the presence of spirit, and
Mm-hmm.
probably
Mm-hmm.
something more malevolent and more mischievous with bad intent was fooling me. But I'm an over the top believer. I don't try to convert anybody
No.
or make believers.
It's not my
Yeah,
job
yeah,
to set their journey in a different direction. It's something they have to find out for themselves if they're going to find out, if they're going to have an encounter or not. And some people, even when they have an encounter, they'll rationalize it away with some absurd excuse, anything to make sure that their beliefs they've had pounded into their head their entire life is not going to be dismantled from what just happened. So that's another thing why we don't talk about our ghost in Atlanta very much, because yeah, the religion.
well, I'll tell you something else. I want to give you the green light.
Mhm.
You, um, I know you're a very gifted person. I've heard that from more than one people, more than one person, I should say. So this today in the house has been a little more. My house, that is, has been a little more active. I don't know if they're getting used to a routine here and they know, okay, Friday's show day.
Yeah.
But I tend to think it sometimes has something to do with my guest.
Oh, without a
So
doubt.
I've had mediums on that have reached out to me after the show and said, I had a message to give you from so and so during
Mhm.
the show, but I didn't know if you wanted, that aired live, or
Yeah,
if
exactly.
you didn't want me to do that until after the show. So I give you the green light now. Because we both know how spirit can be if they can't get their message across. If you have anybody ever approaches you while we're talking and you need to give me a message, give me one.
Okay.
Something else I want to ask you. It wasn't until, and forgive me, please forgive me for forgetting this. I forgot that you had purchased my book,
I did.
and I saw a picture that you had posted when I was stalking you over the past couple of days for information to do the interview
I
today.
love being stalked, by the way.
Tell me about.
uh,
There's a spirit attached to my book, and I'm now keeping a journal,
mhm.
and I'm finding more and more people who are truly gifted who have purchased the book. More of them have encountered the spirit than just um,
Yeah.
regular folk that may even be gifted but tend to not want to give that any energy. How has that been, and have you had any encounters with anything attached to the book?
Um, I turn myself off a lot at home. Home's kind of my sanctuary, unless I'm in this room meditating or sitting in the power, as we call it. I haven't really noticed anything other than someone keeps trying to wake me up while I'm sleeping constantly. I haven't had a good night's sleep in a long
Wow,
time.
very
So
interesting.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I cleanse my house all the time. I mean, I had the dish going over here with Palo Santo before we started. So I do a lot of cleansing because I have to, because just for grounding, because I can.
Absolutely.
A lot of my clients, when I say clients, my salon clients, that's just a lot of heavy energy I don't want to bring home. So I do that for myself. So I really haven't noticed anything, but now I'm going to try to be more aware and see. But sleeping has been horrible for several months. So I don't,
Wow.
and I have boundaries. Spirits needing to get a message across, no, they cannot wake me up anymore. That is, draw the line. So
uh,
something else is, um,
Let me know how that works for you. Usually they don't care.
yeah.
I've been going on years now of not. being able to get a really good. I'm
Yeah.
about 4 hours in, and I'm done. It doesn't matter how
Yeah.
exhausted I am, if
Doesn't
and where
matter.
I pass out at. Who knows? I may fall asleep at the kitchen table, in the
Exactly.
recliner, in the bed, right here. Late at night. Sometimes I wake up and I'm face down in the keyboard here. Um, you know, so it is what it is. But so let me tell you, you've got quite a resume. You're quite the para hunter. Got several teams you're attached to, but I want to step backwards a little bit.
Okay.
It always intrigues me how a person comes to do what you do,
Mhm.
because everybody's story is different, everybody's experience is different. Where did your journey into the paranormal become realizing your gift, if your gift is blood or singular to you and the family? Uh, Tell my listeners and my viewers a little bit about you and how you got to find yourself here today talking with me about all this stuff that you and I are so passionate about.
Well, I grew up in North Carolina, very conservative family. My mom taught Sunday school. My dad was a fireman, and I saw things that I didn't understand, but I couldn't talk to anybody about.
Yeah.
And I just kept being told I might have a crazy imagination, stop making things up. So I just learned to be quiet. I was people who people can relate to this. When you have abilities to see things that no one else can, you withdraw and are very. You spend a lot of time by yourself. You know, not a lot of social activity, a lot of more sitting back and watching, and that was my childhood. Um, Now, fast forward to about 10 years ago, I was on a vacation in St. Augustine. Now, I've always been interested in the paranormal and watched some of the shows, but I never really did anything about it. I had blocked all the other stuff. But went on this ghost tour, and we were in this home where these supposed murders had taken place. And there was the tour guide, myself, and two ladies I didn't know. And all of a sudden, this ball of light just flashed right through the room in front of my face, and it just blew my mind. I was
Yeah.
like, I actually saw that with my own eyes, and it's a switch flipped, and I'm like, I gotta know, what is this? And I just dived in after that. Well, actually, we saw two of those balls of light, and I finally said, "Please tell me you guys saw that." And they're like, "Yes, we did." And the two women were totally freaked out, and I was more like, "Can you do that again?" And I've learned that those balls of light aren't spirits. They're just energy. But still, it flipped a switch for me, and I been going ever since. I got really After that. I got really interested in ITC and talking to them, and that was a whole different journey.
Hmm. You like those? Are you a fan of those? I guess probably I was going to eventually ask you. Um, you're a much younger man than I am. What type of
Surprise.
equipment do you fall into now that you like? Big do's, big don'ts, things that you
Um,
think are a real piece of you know what, to something that you just can't
yeah.
do
Well, there are
without if you go on
a
investigation.
lot of charlatans out there with ITC. ITC was not developed for us to talk to ghosts. Original ITC was for people to communicate with their loved ones who are grieving. Watch Calling Earth with Bocce in Italy, George Meek, Jurgensen. Study the real ITC people, and you'll understand what it was meant to be. We've turned it into something to suit our needs,
Yeah.
which still works, but when you're not dealing with the highest and best, you can be dealing with anything. And people need to realize that. I see all these videos. I'm talking to Marilyn Monroe. You don't know who the heck you're talking to. I mean, and I
Yeah.
wish people could be more objective, but it is very entertaining and it gets people interested. But that's not what ITC was invented for. We've taken it, grabbed it, and run with it, and turned it into something totally different. But I have all kinds of equipment just because I like to experiment and collect things. I have a lot of shack hacks. Those were big. I like to collect those just because they're collectible, and I've gotten some amazing results out of those. Honestly, um, I will not use anything with programmed words. A lot of people are into the apps with all these word banks, and I won't do any of that. So that's my. But you need to, when you start ITC, go into it for the right reason. It's all about your intentions, because I knew when I started that they would test me. The negative spirits would test me, the good spirits would test me, and I got called some of the ugliest, nastiest things, which I find fascinating and I love it. But you have to tell that to go away. So, and I still on investigations, we do ITC, and I get called all kinds of names, and that just means I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Because if I'm not ticking those nasty ones off, then I'm not on the right track. So that's my ITC story. But
I'm still, and it's probably because I'm just not out there more or
yeah,
have a big team and a lot of tech guys on my team experimenting with stuff like that. I'm still very old school. I'm almost stuck in time with the fact that, I've got a couple of nice cameras, but I
yeah,
still use, my wife loves to go we could be on our way to an investigation and she'll say, stop here. It's a
yeah,
Walgreens or a CVS. And she'll
mhm.
go in and get those 35 millimeter throwaway
Yeah,
cameras.
absolutely. Yeah.
She uses her dowsing rods. I still use the little voiceover recorder
I use
handheld.
styrofoam cups. I'll line up a hallway with styrofoam cups because if a spirit creates static electricity when they manifest, or what's attracted to static electricity but styrofoam? Doesn't cost
I
anything.
haven't heard that one. Yeah, I'm big on, the less expensive way
Absolutely.
you can go about doing what we do and be successful. As far as like, and I go into these investigations not worried about um, evidence for a TV show.
No,
I'm just trying to find closure and give this
trying to
family
help
their.
people.
Yeah,
That's what
absolutely.
I mean. I like doing fun investigations. Historical places. Brushy Mountain Prison is one of my favorite places of all times that I've been to. I enjoy doing those because I can experiment more at those places than I would at a private home. Um, because it's like shooting fish in a barrel at a paid for hunt place. When you're going into someone's home, you've got it's a whole different ball game and routine and protocol there. So I like both, but I really enjoy private home investigations because I like that mystery of putting all the pieces together. And sometimes you got to dig deep to get all the pieces, though.
Absolutely, absolutely. You guys have, speaking of places to go,
Mhm,
I'm almost positive it's your team. I
mhm.
read somewhere you have a All Hallows Eve investigation coming up, team
Oh
members
yes,
only.
the 30th. We're going. I've never been there. It's only about an hour away, but the old Pickens County Jail. Um, I mean, it was really the only place around that would let us in. Like I said, it's the South. We don't talk about our ghosts, but that place is totally cool with it, and has ghost tours and things. And I just emailed them and said, "Can my team investigate it privately?" They're like, "Sure."
That's
So
cool.
we're going to go up there and just have fun. It's the 30th, of course. We'll stay into after midnight, so it'll be Halloween exactly.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely. Well, I don't have to tell you this that All Hallows Eve, many people refer to it as Devil's Night, and that could almost be a more active, scarier evening
that's what we're
than
hoping for.
Halloween.
That's what we want.
Do you know any history of the place? That place, the picture of it,
Hmm.
jumped right off the page at me, and I was like, that's
Well, they have
infested.
a gallows out back, but from what I read, no one was actually hanged at the prison. So I just know like who built it. I don't know of any deaths. I usually like to look that up afterwards and compare it to our evidence that we get.
Absolutely.
So, but if anybody else on our team wants to have knowledge going in, they can. Now, on a private home investigation, I don't like any of my team members going in primed with know what the reported activity is. But for something like this, if they want to look it up, they can. But because this is just for fun. But what people also need to realize are ghosts are people. They're just people in another dimension. They walked, they talked, they ate, they had families, they had worries, they had happy times, bad times, and we treat them like, circus animals.
Yeah.
And that really bothers me. I've never provoked spirits. I've always been polite. You get more flies with honey than you do venom. So, I mean, there was one case where I got agitated and verbal and aggressive, but I knew what was there wasn't human, and I needed some evidence to
Yeah.
say. So I got a little nasty. Of course, they got nasty back. But yeah, I just wish people would be more respectful of the spirits.
That has to be. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, absolutely, probably the very number one thing
Hmm.
to do. Do you have any theories why there are so many ghosts? People will argue with me all the time that there's not that many, and it's you know, uh, hauntings are
Yeah,
far and few between, yada yada yada. No, I believe that they're everywhere. I
yeah.
don't know why a spirit. Well, when you get to communicating with them, you may find out why. But do you have any theories why so many ghosts choose to? They're not really in our world. You're right.
Hmm.
They're in their dimension, whatever dimension that
Yeah.
is. It's crazy how they can see and hear us unless it's residual. We can't unless they want us to hear and see them.
Yes.
It's not going to happen. Any theories on why so many of them tend to, for lack of a better phrase,
Hmm.
stay behind, not move on to where they should be because they're not actually inhabiting
Yeah.
a physical body and alive anymore?
Well, first you have to discern a ghost and a spirit. A ghost to me hasn't gone into the proverbial light. They've never left our plane. A spirit, and I intermix these terms, but technically a spirit has gone to the light, gone to the next dimension, and they can come back. That's what a lot of people who have, and it could be, your grandmother, your aunt comes back to give you a message, and the only way they know how to do it is to open the kitchen cabinets.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then there's the ones who never left to begin with. But I mean, you just think, all of a sudden you see a tunnel with a bright light. I mean, you'd be terrified sometimes to like go, everybody's lives weren't warm and fuzzy and happy. I mean, the state of mind you're in when you pass has a lot to do whether you go or not. Um, it's like our Civil War soldiers. I mean, some of them died in a heartbeat. They just can't figure out where they are. They're dead. They don't know it. But it's the fear of the unknown to me. I mean, if you see a dark basement door, I mean, would you want to like go down the steps? I mean, a lot of people wouldn't. They'd be too afraid. Some would be daring and go. The same way with the light. I mean, it'd be some are afraid to go and some aren't. It just
Yeah.
depends on who's coming for them, what they did in their lives that they may be afraid they're being judged on, or there's so many reasons. But do you think how many people have lived on this planet before us? I mean, it's billions. So there's a lot that's sticking around.
I've always found it amazing going to these places where it's transgenerational wouldn't be the correct word. It'd be more like, well, I don't know what the correct term for it would be, but you have several ghosts infesting a
Yeah.
location from different eras, and
Hmm.
they all know of each other, but they don't want to. Uh, they don't want to intermingle with anyone. They're almost upset that there's others
Yeah.
ghosts there or spirits there. Um, and they will stay in their perspective
Hmm.
corners or their
Yeah.
perspective areas. Like you've got one ghost on the third floor, one ghost that is in the attic and no one will go up there, one in the basement, one on another floor. Any theories as to why these spirits
Mhm.
wouldn't want to intermingle more in the afterlife if they find themselves congregated together at a location?
Well, you got to think what their personalities were while they were alive. I mean, you've got your alphas and your followers, and say you've got three ghosts haunting a particular place. One of them is very powerful and authoritative, and you've got a little meek and mild one, and then you got somewhere in between. They're going to have their hierarchy because of their fears and their experiences and their perceptions of when they were alive. So, I mean, just because you're dead doesn't mean you're suddenly like, well, I'm Mr. Wonderful. I can do anything. You still have your personality. If you haven't, gone to the light, it's not like you've suddenly become courageous and is going to stand up to the bully. I mean, that's the way I look at it. You're still keeping your personality that you had when you were, walking around alive. So a lot of them may be just picking their corners and staying to themselves because fears, anxieties, competition. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons. And also, there's more than one ghost can haunt a location and never know of each other because they're on a completely different vibration. They may never interact, never see each other. I mean, we had a case a couple years ago, and the boyfriend overdosed and died in the bedroom. And then a few months later, the girlfriend did, and they were both there, but they could not connect.
Really? Hmm.
Um, there was a lot of forgiveness issues there because she slept through his suicide, well, not his overdose. And if she had been alive, the Narcon was there. She could have used it, but she didn't. She was out, and her guilt from that eventually she overdosed. But I knew they were there because she came to me 2 nights before the investigation and told me where some things were hidden that needed to be found before the family came in to clean out the house. So I relayed that to our client, who was the niece of the lady, and I said, "Your aunt is telling me you need to find this, and it's in." I described where it was, and she says, "I don't have a clue about." When she went and she found it, it was drugs, and the family did not know that she had overdosed. They had been told she had died of something else. So
Oh,
she came to me because she was scared that they would find out. Yeah, that so we were able to help them both move on. But there was something really nasty in that house from all of the negative energy that had taken place and gone. There had been another death in the house, and then two of her sons had died prematurely. So there had been a lot of sadness and negative things going on in that house, and we believe it manifested something that took on the life of itself. This nasty energy that lived there because it growled at us, and we had to go 3 times. But it was,
wow.
yeah. So they can be in the same place and never know that there's another spirit, that another ghost there.
Let me ask you of another popular theory that's out
Hmm.
there. Some feel that a ghost can be at a location
Hmm.
and in life was a relatively normal person,
Yes.
friendly, what have you, normal person. But they don't cross over, they stay at a location.
Hmm.
Quite some time passes and they're still there. Um, Theories on why it seems that when these spirits tend to linger and remain in a location
Hmm.
for long periods of time, they seem to become more malevolent as time goes on. And then they start attracting other wayward spirits and
Hmm.
ghosts traveling down that imaginary ghost highway. Then the group, it's a snowball effect.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
group tends to now attract the demonic. And if you get a team of demons in there, or even just one demon, now they seem to be able to corral
Yeah, let's all
and
jump on the train. Yeah,
own own that group of ghosts, have power over them.
yeah.
I know that was seemed like a multi-part question there,
Well,
but
we'll go back to the one that becomes malevolent. I don't think unless you have innately some evil tendencies. Now we all have the ability to be bad, but most of us control it. I mean, thank God.
yeah,
um, but when you're stuck like that, it would almost like being in prison. You would just become angry and frustrated, and I think it would just build up over time because they are still afraid to leave for whatever reason. They will not leave. They will not cross over. I think the frustration becomes so intense that their anger builds, and then fear and anger feeds on each other, and then that anger attracts more, like you said. And but I don't think unless you have something in you that can go that direction, that because it doesn't happen to every ghost. You have some that are just as sweet as sugar forever. So I think there's something in there in that soul that would lead them in that direction in the right circumstances. And their circumstances of being stuck feed that darkness in them. Does that make sense?
absolutely, yeah,
Okay.
sure,
It's like if I was in prison, I would either hang myself because I'm claustrophobic, or I would become so angry, agitated, frustrated that I would explode and with anger. So I think it would be that same way if you're stuck in this existence of going nowhere as a ghost. Although spirits have free will, and that's what some people. I have some mediumship teachers that believe when you die, you go to the light. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But they also say spirits have free will. Well, if I die, what if I don't want to go to that light? You're forcing me to go to that light? No, I have free will. I'm choosing, like, no, I'm not sure about that. Let me hang out here. So they can go at any time, but sometimes, like their state of mind, they don't know they're dead, regrets, depression, mental illness. There are all sorts of reasons why they do stay, so we think. So there's that free will aspect. If something could change that spirit's attitude before it's too late, they can still leave. They can leave anytime they want. They just sometimes don't know they can do that. Does that make sense?
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely, it does. I always find it amazing, that a lot of young teens reach out to me all the time because, maybe they jumped into this field for all the wrong reasons. I
Unprepared.
don't believe, yeah, I don't believe there's any wrong reason. They just saw a TV show, thought it looked really cool to do. They develop a passion
Mhm.
for it, and they go in meaning well. They just want to have something fun to
Yeah.
do. A group of friends go to these haunted places, but they end up inevitably at the wrong place at the wrong time, say and do the wrong thing,
Mhm.
get
Mhm.
an attachment. Um, but a lot of these people want to know why they have had a bad experience here or there, and I find out they go into these, um, old abandoned prisons
Yeah.
where there was a lot of violence and death. They go
Mhm.
into these old abandoned insane asylums where there was a lot of criminally insane there.
Yes.
A lot
Mhm.
of people think that when these spirits pass over, they're different on the other side. No, they're the
Nope.
same.
The same
And so
person.
you can understand now they're going to really, they can pretty much do whatever they want to do to you
Sure.
as a spirit
Mhm.
as they did when, it's probably much easier for them to do whatever they want to do to you now that they don't have the the restraints of
Yeah.
being
There's
still in their body and
they
locked in a
don't
cage or tied to something.
The
Um,
physical laws are completely different from them.
yeah.
I mean, I have been what I call it an attack because I don't know what else to call it. It was in a school. There were witnesses, but I knew the spirit was in there. I saw them when we saw him when we went in. I didn't peg him as being nasty. That was kind of, I don't know if I was just not naive. My body wasn't reacting as if it was a nasty spirit. But a teammate and I, we were walking down the hallway in the school, and the school had been remodeled from the 30s and then added on to in the 70s. So there was literally this line where the 30s part met the 70s part. When we hit that 30s part, something hit me like a brick wall of hot lava. I don't know how else to say it, but it went through the front side, out the back side. I doubled over, grabbed my stomach. I can't breathe. Knocked the breath right out of me. My teammate goes into the wall, and he was a Marine, big dude. He's cussing like a sailor. I'm trying to catch my breath. The other people are running down the hall. Are you okay? Are you okay? And I got tears seriously coming down my face. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? I mean, it was wild. Now you can't tell me that wasn't an attack,
Yeah.
but
Well, you
I
also look different. I
knew
believe
about.
you look different to spirit, and yeah.
Well, I
So
also
because of your gift, I believe you look different to them.
I found out a secret about him too that he didn't like. I found out. Yeah. So my ribs hurt for about 2.5 days after that. I mean, I
Oh yeah,
literally
sure.
had had teammates calling me and they are you okay? Are you going to quit the team? I was like, no. That was the most fascinating thing that has ever happened to me. I said, it's changed my life. I have a completely new perspective on the paranormal. I have a completely new respect. I will never take a situation for granted. I will never assume anything. You can be hurt anywhere. This was a school. I thought, what the heck is it? It's a school. You never know what you're going to find and where you'll find it. That was my biggest lesson. And I think, I talked to my guides, woo woo stuff. And that was a lesson. They're like, this is not a game. This is no joke. It's real. And I was like, I got it. I got
Yeah.
it.
Your story reminds me of many, many years ago. I was present at an exorcism, and several of us saw
Yeah.
uh, outside a window, looking in at us, what appeared to be like a stray pit bull shepherd mix,
Mm-hmm.
very mangy. And then the next thing we all heard was what sounded like this spirit animal running around us inside
Yeah.
the room. I got bit. Well, what felt like I got bit on
Mm-hmm.
my right hand. Um, Swelled up like a latex glove when you blow it
Yeah.
up. My hand
Yeah.
looked like that. Luckily, I had twins there who were one was a retired nun, one was a retired nurse.
Mm-hmm.
The nurse put a pressure bandage on me, but to this day, I will still wake up, and I've had my hand X-rayed, but to
Mm-hmm.
this day, I will wake up sometimes, and that my hand is no good that whole day. I
Yeah.
can't even pick up a coffee cup, or
It's terrifying.
or a dumbbell, or
It's terrifying.
even use that hand to steer a steering wheel in the
Mm-hmm.
dark. It's pretty amazing. So there's no, uh, I have no doubt you were still feeling that, and I
Mm-hmm.
would imagine he either bum rushed you and threw his whole energy through you, or he actually came up and punched or kicked you.
It felt like I had been kicked, but it was so hot. I mean, the heat is what I tell people. That's why I say it felt like hot lava. It was so hot, and that really fascinated me.
Amazing. So,
But I
well,
did. He was identified. I described him to the person. The school is now a community center, and we were there to do a public paranormal 101 class. So, and he knew all the cameras had been packed, all the equipment had been packed. We're standing there saying goodbye. All the lights in that hallway start going off and on, just like in a horror movie. And I was like, well, that's my invitation. I got to go down that hall. So I said, come, to my coach, my team member, I said, come go with me. I said, he wants to say something. Let's see what he wants to say. Well, but he knew those cameras were off. But I saw him. I described him to the director of the community center, and she went to somebody, a historian in town, described, and they knew exactly who it was and what years he was the principal there. So I was like, well, I said, I got some secrets about it, but I'm not going to say it.
Well, let me ask you this. What are we doing? We're doing okay on time. We got about 9 minutes left. I want to make
Okay.
sure before the show's over,
Okay.
you get everything out that you want people to know about you. I know you got,
Mm-hmm.
you'd mentioned to me, you got something lined up with Lloyd Auerbach coming up. I know you've got a new team
Mm-hmm.
that you put together. You've been uh, active with several other really well-known teams in the field. Anything you want people to know about you and what's going on with you, the floor is yours, brother.
Okay, well, if you look me up on Facebook, you'll see I have Brave Souls Paranormal. That is my personal page where I put on crazy stuff I experiment with. I do TV ITC with white screen, things that I wouldn't do with my team. Or if I go somewhere, I love to go to St. Augustine and I'll do investigations down there. I'll put those videos on that. So that's what that is. That's not really a team. That's just my personal page where I put crazy stuff. I do water scrying. Everybody that knows me knows that. I put those pictures there. The Mystery Center team is my former team. When the pandemic hit, there were only 5 of us. One of them, his wife had a baby. The twins, they got involved in a movie project. So kind of we just kind of went on hiatus, and I have a calling. I have to do this. So people have been wanting me to start a team for a long time. I was like, oh, I don't want to go through all that. So I was like, this is it. This is the time. So that's when I formed Georgia Paranormal, and this great group of people. I'm very adamant about education. I want things done the right way. We have training days at my house where we go over things that my training manual I made for them is like crazy, but nobody's complaining yet.
That team is
Yeah,
huge. I went to the
yeah,
website and I'm scrolling down and I keep
yeah.
scrolling and scrolling. I'm like, I think it's been a long time since I've seen that large of a team.
Well, and everybody brings something different to the table. I mean, we have life saving certified people. We've got engineers, just some great people, smart people. But if you've got a case on a Saturday night, post the date. Not everybody may be available.
Yeah.
So it's great. We'll say, well, I need like 6 people who can go, that type of thing. So it's better to have a large group than a small group when not life gets in the way of things a lot of time. Wife, kids, jobs, blah blah blah. So when you've got more resources to draw from, and everybody's trained the same way, everybody's on the same protocols. We have protocols for the mediumship and abilities thing, strict protocols for that. So everybody is on the same page. So no matter who out of that group goes, everybody knows how to work the equipment. Everybody knows how to set up the DVR system and take it down. Everybody knows how to pack the tripods. Everybody knows the forms we need filled out. Everyone can do everything. And that's the way I want it. I'm not so much like, oh, this one does this one, this one does this one, this one. Because what if that one can't go that night and then nobody else knows the password of the the DVR.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, I'm thrilled because they're all great people. I just love them. So that's why there's so many. What
Oh, I
else?
love that. I think that's very cool.
Oh,
You've been so successful at what you do. I have to ask if you have any the next gen coming up. If you have any big do's, like something that's a must to be successful. a big don't.
Mhm.
And if I'm also going to give you the opportunity to rant about anything, if you want to rant about something.
I don't want to rant. I started ghost education with some other people from Facebook because we were seeing that there were um, so much crap being put on all these shows on Facebook. Nobody was learning anything. And I said, we got a pandemic. All the paracons are canceled. Nobody's investigating. Perfect time to put together something educational. So you can go to Ghost Ed 101 page. We have tons of videos. We've got everything from paranormal paperwork, types of hauntings, protocols for investigations. I mean, get a lot of good basic things. Another thing is when you're starting out on a team, you've got to protect yourself legally. We've had 3 intake calls for clients in rental homes. That's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Unless you can get written permission from the homeowner on the deed, do not go. One, they could be trying to get out of their lease. And if you go in and say, oh, you got a ghost in here, they'll tell their landlord, I'm afraid to live here. These people said there's a ghost in here. We've just devalued their house because they can't rent it. They're going to come after us for the money.
Yep.
All right. You need to get permission to release evidence written out. That came in handy when we ran into a case where we ended up in court as witnesses. You can end up in court. I mean, we were the good guys, but we had our ducks in a row that we were able to turn over the video to Child Protective Services because she had signed the form. Yes, you can release the information. So there's a lot of things other than just, oh, let's go ghost hunting in somebody's house. You got to protect yourself.
Evidence. You mentioned evidence there real quick. I learned the hard way to be careful, even the evidence that I reveal. I mean, one time this woman had seen this apparition several times in her loft area on the 2nd floor. But the actual fact that I showed her a picture of it, she fainted. And if I wasn't there to have caught her, she would have fallen down a flight of stairs. So I'm very careful about that even.
That's a good point. When you're presenting your evidence, these are people who are, first of all, they're scared normally, unless they're just like, oh, I think I got a ghost in my house. I'm not scared. But if they are scared, you have to present it very carefully. You also need to compartmentalize your evidence. ITC, mediumship, those things are experimental personal experiences. They are not, the temperature changed here to here at 407 and we got an EVP here. There's certain things that are hard evidence, and then there's certain things that are experience evidence. So you don't want to use, unless it's a Class A EVP that a whole stadium full of people can hear, you're not going to present that as evidence. So be discerning on what you show a client. I mean, what do you think that hears? No, you ought to be able to know what that says to give it to that client. And I see so much of like, play it over and over. Do you hear it? Do you hear it? Do you hear it? No, I still don't hear it. Don't give it to the client. I mean,
like the picture that there's nothing there, but they put the red circle around it.
Yes.
Or the EVP where they put like the sentence with the bouncing ball under it.
Now, I'm guilty of doing that in my early
If you close your eyes, I listen to EVPs like this. I don't want to see anything, and I don't want anybody to talk to me. And if I don't get anything, I don't get anything. And so that is what it is.
What's really great are the curse words are so easy to hear when I get called names. I mean, it is clear as a bell, and I just love that. So, yeah.
Well, listen, brother, let me get a couple things off my chest. Okay. I'm going to add you and your new team to the prayer list.
Thank you.
I will keep you guys in my prayers. Have a safe time at your event on All Hallows Eve. Happy Halloween. I love you. I respect you. Did you have fun when you come back?
I would love to come back because I can talk about this stuff for days. So
I will have you
so
back. I
people get
know
to fit it in
I
better.
threw another date at you, and you got something. You're with Lloyd doing some things over a few weeks. Tell
Yeah,
him I
eight
said hi. I
weeks.
haven't talked to Lloyd in a long time. Tell him I said hi.
I will.
Um,
And you've
God
got
bless you,
that little
brother.
boy running around back there with the dark hair.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I can feel him.
Okay.
I'm like, when you were talking about the heat, he must have been saying, "Oh, I can do that," because I
Oh,
just got like bad hot flash, and then right after that, I'm like in a meat locker right now. So I knew
the
somebody
weird
was
thing
running
is
around.
he doesn't look like a normal human spirit that I see. He looks almost drawn or cartoonish, which I don't know exactly what that means.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
All right, brother. Listen, thank you so much for spending an hour out of your busy Friday
my
to spend
pleasure.
with me,
Anytime.
and God bless you. I will be in touch. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I
You
wore
got it,
this for
brother.
you. I wore this for you.
Good night, brother.
Good night.
Brothers and sisters, Philip R. Wyatt. That was a great interview, and I wish him and his new team the best of luck. I will be here next Friday, October 15th. You're going to love these two. You all know these two and you love them. Rosie Page and Jason Walker of Night Terror Collective will be here on the 15th, next Friday. Thank you to my beautiful, passionate, wonderful producer, Adrian Hart, Desert Heart Paranormal, uh, Paranormal United Network, Ghost Granny, Paranormal United Network. Thank you for simulcasting my show on your Facebook Live page. Guys, if you like my show, go to the Paranormal United Network Facebook Live page. They got a lot of great shows there, way better than mine. What else do I want to say to you guys? Thank you all so much for tuning in. Stop the violence, stop the violence, stop the violence. A couple of people reached out to me thanking me for joining the search for the laundry kid, uh, the suspect who's thought of to be the murderer of Gabby. And on that note, I will say I am not Dog the Bounty Hunter. I had another family reach out to me who got together with their kids to watch. The kids watched a couple of my shows with the family when they knew I was going to have a guest on that probably wouldn't be inappropriate for kids. And they saw me. They're convinced I'm in a movie called The House with the Clocks in Its Walls, which is Jack Black. They're convinced I'm him. And they watched a double feature the other night, and they're convinced I'm in these movies. I didn't know I'm also in Goosebumps and Goosebumps 2. So, on that note, guys, I'll see you all next week. Good night, dog. Good night, Jack. Good night, Harold. Rest in peace. Good night, Ernie. Good night, Bill. Good night, Dan. God bless you all. I'll be watching. Peace.